Hi, my name is Kaylee. I'm a physical therapist and yoga teacher, excited about getting you moving and feeling good in your body. Today is Intro to Yoga, Lesson 4, Postures. So we're going to learn 5 new postures today, including Reclined Butterfly, Child's Pose, Head to Knee Pose, High Lunge, and Triangle Pose. So for the purpose of today, I have a couple of different options for props. You could use a blanket instead of a pillow, and you could use a shoebox if you don't have a block or a foam roller. All right, so don't forget that this is just to learn the postures at a very basic level. There is no such thing as perfect. So let's go get to the top of our mat. We'll start in Tadasana, mountain pose. Our feet are together and we are lifting up through the quads, through the shoulders, and then relaxing the arms down by the sides. Inhale, reach the arms up over the head. And exhale, we're going to step the right foot back to a comfortable distance. You figure out what distance feels good to you as we talk about a couple of alignment cues. The knee is going to be over the ankle, and we want to feel a firm foundation in the back foot. That means that we can widen the stance so that we're not quite on a tightrope, more of a train track. You should feel a stretch in the front of the right hip flexor. Press towards the sky with the back of the leg. So we're engaging the back of the leg. Our toes are pushing down into the ground and our heel is nicely lifted. Take a look at some of the changes I'm making with my body by sinking lower. I'd like for you to keep lifting up through the heel, squeeze the glute, pressing forward through the left knee. Good. We're going to step the feet together. That's high lunge. Let's try it on the opposite side. Inhale, arms reach up over the head. Exhale, left foot steps back to a comfortable distance for you. Widen the stance if you need it a little bit wider. Tuck the tailbone a little bit, belly button squeezes in, and arms are reaching up over the head. Let's check in again. 90 degrees, knee over ankle, coming towards a 90-degree angle, but to what's comfortable in your hips and knees. So I've widened my stance now. If my ankle is dropping, I'd like for it to lift up towards the sky. I'm pressing the ball of my foot, grounding myself through the back leg. Belly button tucks in. And maybe I'll relax my shoulders just a little bit. Good. High lunge. Take a deep breath in. Exhale, step the feet to the top of the mat. Let's move on to triangle pose. We'll face the long edge of the mat and step the right foot all the way to the back of the mat. I've got about 3 or 4 feet between my feet. Left toes are going to turn and face the top of the mat. Back leg faces long edge of the mat. Our arms are going to be in warrior position arms. First, I'd like for you to watch this variation of triangle pose, where I'm reaching my hand all the way for the ground. You might see that there's a bit of a curve of my spine and things are not quite in alignment the way that might feel good and supportive. So let's come back up and talk through some cues. We are going towards a position that looks similar to that, but I want you to think about Tadasana spine. Long spine with the chin neutral, the neck neutral. Arms are reaching out towards the side. You're going to start to reach your hands towards the top of the mat and allow your hips to move towards the back of the mat. Good. Once you reach a spot that feels like this is a stretch for your hips, you're going to position the arms towards the sky and towards the ground. Good. So my arms in this position don't reach towards all the way for the ground, but I'm keeping a nice long spine and strong alignment in the core. You may feel comfortable to rest the palm, but don't push into the hip or knee. If you are going to press the palm onto the thigh or on top of the knee, I want you to think about pressing the leg back into it subtly. So belly button in, arm reaching up towards the sky. My knee is pressing into my palm into my knee. This is a really challenging posture as we work on alignment of the spine, and then look up towards the sky. Good, my feet are really grounded. Inhale all the way up and exhale, release. Hands are going to come to the hips. For the second side, I'm going to show you what it looks like to use a prop. So feel free to grab your prop, your shoebox, whatever works for you. I'm going to put this in front of my foot, and my right foot or my back leg or my leading leg now is facing the top of the mat, and my back leg is facing the long edge of the mat. Arms are long and strong. Exhale, fingertips tracking over top of the front foot as our hips move towards the back of the room. When I get to the point where I think I can't hold this position without losing some spinal alignment, I stop here and I move my arms. I can place the hand in front of the thigh or on top as long as I press back in, or I can reach my hand for the prop so that I have a little bit of feedback from the ground, allowing me to push into the prop and reach my hand up towards the sky. On a deep breath in, we'll come up into standing. Hands to the hips. Nicely done. This is hard, so revisit it if you need to. You can pause it and take a look at shapes, and I would recommend taking a look at your body in the mirror. The other thing is knowing what feels good in your body. If it doesn't feel good, we might need to make some adjustments, so leave me a comment below and we'll figure it out. I'm grabbing my 2 pillows, or you can grab your 2 blankets, and we're moving into a reclined butterfly position. Soles of the feet come together, and I scoop my hips a little bit towards the soles of my feet. You can use props behind the back. I'm going to use them below my knees. And I'm going to walk myself down gently into reclined butterfly. I find a lot of classes like to use this posture in particular as a restorative pose. But what I also find is that without the props, my hips feel a little bit achy and like I'm getting pulled. It does feel like a stretch, but when I come out of it, it can be a little bit uncomfortable on the hips. The reason being, your hips are working hard to hold them in place and not overstretch. So if this doesn't feel like a stretch, you could always use something a little bit thinner to allow greater opening of the hips, but more support so that it doesn't feel achy when you come out of it. Take a few deep breaths here. You can use props, like I said, again, under the back as well. And some people really are unable to lie on their back, whether they have back pain or pregnancy. So you can use a bolster or a couple couch cushions to go ahead and prop yourself up into this type of position where you're still able to rest, but you're not quite entirely supine. Nicely done. Let's work on our next one, head to knee. Our feet are going to be long out in front of us like staff pose. Let's bring the left foot in towards the body, and we're making almost like a figure 4 position. Coming from staff pose, bring the left foot in. This might feel comfortable to come onto the calf. My preference personally is for my thigh. I'm going to reach my body up nice and tall, reach the arms up over the head, inhale. Folding over the front of the leg, keeping a nice elongated spine. Hinging at the hips. Very similar to the variations of staff pose. Now I'm going to reach for my toes. If you can't reach your toes, you can reach for the ankle or for below the knee. Keeping the neck elongated, we're thinking about length towards the top of the foot. I'm going to relax my foot a little bit. Toes are coming towards my face. If this feels comfortable for you, or you've got a little bit more flexibility, you can reach your hands for the back of the foot or for a block. Take a deep breath here and return to sitting nice and tall. The second variation of this is head to knee, where we're actually going to make this curve of the spine. Inhale, reach the arms up over the head. Exhale, rounding the spine. I'm reaching for my foot and I'm thinking about bringing my head to my knee. I'm going to remove this hand so you can see what I'm doing. Good. Inhale, reach up. Let's try this on the other side. Seated head to knee is a precursor to standing head to knee. So this is a position that we might explore in standing at a later date. Inhale, arms reach up over the head. Let's try nice long flat back first round. Thinking about a Tadasana spine, nice and long from the tailbone through the crown of the head, a neutral neck. Good. On your inhale, come up. This time we'll think about rounding the spine. Inhale. Exhale, aiming your forehead for your knee. Hands can come underneath the knee, pull towards, can reach underneath the calf or at the ankle. I'm going to remove my hand again so you can see. Nicely done. On an inhale, come up. And that was our seated head to knee posture. Our final posture today is child's pose. Now, I brought these props out for all of these poses. This one you can have in front of your body to lay your torso down onto. But if your knees don't bend all the way like that, you can stick this prop or a blanket between your lower and upper leg, and it might feel a little bit more supportive as you do anything in sitting, whether we're in hero's pose, whether we're moving through different positions here in high kneeling or child's pose itself. So I'll use both my props, my fuzzy pillows. Our toes are going to touch, our big toes are going to touch, and our knees are going to open wide. This is all dependent on how your body feels, so feel free to keep the knees together, widen them as far as you want, just exploring the shape. I'm actually going to bring my pillow into this shape so it fits between my knees. Reach your arms up over the head. And exhale, we're going to move forward. My chest is going to lay flat onto my blanket or my pillows. And my forehead can actually reach the ground. Take a few breaths here. If you're comfortable, stay here. If you are uncomfortable, let's talk about a couple of different positions you can move to. Here, you can bring the arms down the back long. You could clasp them behind the back. That might feel good. You could just leave them at your sides if over the head is a little too much of a stretch on the shoulders. Alternatively, if the head doesn't comfortably reach the floor, you can stack up a few more props here. You could use a block for the forehead. What we want is a nice neutral head shape or neck shape. So I'm going to remove this prop. I want you to think about tucking the chin slightly. So we don't want the chin to the mat. We don't need the mouth on the mat. You can bring the forehead to the mat and then engage the back of the neck so that you have a nice neutral spine. When you're ready to come out of this, let's put the palms on the ground. Child's pose with no props has toes touching, and we're just going to walk the arms out nice and long. Good. Toes are touching, belly is falling between the thighs, and forehead is on the mat, keeping a nice neutral neck. Again, you can change the arm position to something more comfortable for the shoulders. You can change the knee position to feel a little bit more supported. Thank you so much for joining me for lesson 4 of our yoga postures. Don't forget to look out for the companion video where we take all of this posture information and everything we've learned from lessons 1 through 4 and combine them to make a nice, brief, but exciting flow. Take care, and I hope to see you again soon. Thank you.